A Stunted Growth first, Monica Wright, Love and Basketball, a 2000 film. I decided to cover Monica because I think her story is also very important and I'm sure relatable to not only female basketball players but young men as well that can learn a thing or two from what she brought to the game. Women has always had a tough go at being placed on the same monetary stage as the men, and we can thank genetics for that. But in this movie, she showed exactly what I'd want from a female player and actually turned out to have a pretty solid career. It's also one of my favorite basketball characters for reasons I'll explain. And it's also the only basketball movie that's made me shed a tear. I was praying she made that shot at the end to beat Quincy to win his heart. I mean, did you see her in that white dress, my guy? Tyra Banks was fine as hell too though, but Sanaa, baby. You go, girl. So with this one, instead of showing why her growth was stunted, I'd like to point out 3 most important times she overcame the circumstances every step of the way and became a success while laying the blueprint for the youth to follow. Growth spurt number 1, Can't Faze Me. Monica was another Crenshaw High star that moved there at the age of 11. She stepped onto the scene in her neighborhood and just knew she belonged, oozing with confidence and quickly made her mark. As a man that's been genetically suited to play basketball at the highest levels, I sympathize with a woman with the same passion and love as I for the game. Her famous quote was when she let it be known that I'm going to be the first female basketball player in the NBA. It's something you've heard a lot from the females if you've been around the game. The women want to play too, but as reality would behold, it's just not there yet. Women's basketball has made amazing strides in the past 5 to 6 years, mainly how it's being promoted globally and the increase of outside opportunities afforded to them through social media and the now connection the world share. I think I seen the NBA in 2K even. But the reality is, physically, women haven't caught up to the physical standards set by their male counterparts. You see a woman dunk and you're like, ooh, wow, that's cool. But there's only so much times, 1, you're actually gonna see it, and 2, how excited it's gonna make the masses seeing Lisa Leslie do the same scrape one-hander. Monica wasn't at all deterred by this, and damn sure wasn't when all she ever heard from her mother was that girls aren't supposed to be sweating out their curls and sitting with their legs open like the boys. There's tons of things in this movie that I could point to where being a girl with the dreams she had was clearly the biggest challenge of her life, but every step of the way she locked in and just exceeded expectations. Growth spurt number 2, hard work is undefeated. I'll share the one regret, if you'll say, of my career is that I wish I worked harder. Because of the lack of consistent focus I showed, things didn't go as planned. That story is coming, don't worry, 20,000 subs and it's dropping. Man, if you take only one thing from this story, is how crucial it is to stay focused and give the grind the respect of your effort. Monica was different, and in part, her being a female was important because it built a natural chip on her shoulder that's been driving her since a child. You always saw her with the basketball and working on her game. Young men have that chip as well, don't be fooled. We all aren't 6'8", 240. We all don't run and jump like D Rose or John Wall, and we all for sure wasn't an original like Allen Iverson. With that in mind, you have to work harder than any others. Maybe you're a young point guard that's on the short side. Well, develop a floater, perfect the pick and roll, work on your shooting and IQ, or develop a move that's never been seen. Build yourself to be an original. The opportunity can elude you if you're consistent with putting in the work. Wright was on the cusp of being recruited by her hometown school, USC, but her temper and emotions seemed to always get in her way. After thinking she had blown it with the recruiters in a game, she committed a silly foul that got her ejected from the game. She managed to show the scouts how good she was, which was a product of her hard work, and that her emotion wasn't a sign of weakness or bad IQ. She would be offered by USC and went in with that same hard work, and it led her to claim the starting point guard job. Circumstances weren't in her favor, but because she put in the work, she was ready. And even when Quincy needed her shoulder to cry on, she showed focus by doing what she's supposed to do as a ball player, and it led to her success. Growth spurt number 3, heart of a lion. Monica Wright was a once-in-a-generation character. I mean, the heart she showed since day one throughout this movie was really inspirational. She never took no for an answer, and because she was focused, got everything she ever wanted. She would go on to star at USC, was an All-American, and took her talents overseas, where she was a champion there and saw success as well. Now fellas, you may want to cut it here because it's about to get sappy. But Monica, baby, how could you miss that right-hand layup that would have sealed the deal with Q? You had us all on the edge of our seats. The fact that you even went up against Tyra Banks, we was rooting for you. And that white dress, but no, he gave you the lane and you almost blew it. Dude took that Mad Liner knee brace off and slammed it in your face. He almost broke my baby's arm. At this point, the weather report said there was a 90% chance of rain in my eyes as you walked away. Then Q stopped you and gave you another chance. One of the greatest movie scenes of all time. I got myself together, hit the up, down, left, right Jesus cross, and became a man again. I'm a sucker for this movie and I've seen it 1,000 times. But Monica, your heart is unmatched. It's why I loved you. Oh, and that white dress. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. And I'm out.